Hey, it's Mike Watson with Keller Williams with your Antelope Valley real estate market update for 2025. In December of 2025, we had 258 new homes come on the market. That was down about 13.7% month over month, but it was up 4.9% compared to December of last year. And the year-to-date total for all of 25, we were up 3% for total new homes to come on the market compared to 2024 for the year-to-date. So we were down 13.7% month over month. December was up 4.9 year over year, but then 2025 was up 3% compared to 2024. The number of homes that we had in escrow in December was 251. That was up 16.2%, and it was up 9.1% compared to last December. I'm sure this has a lot to do with the interest rates coming down. We got down to an average of 6.19, and we'll see how that impacted affordability here in just a minute. So we had an increase month over month of 16.2 year over year. For December alone, it was 9.1. And then for the year-to-date totals for 2025, we were up 8% compared to 2024. So we had a total of 3% more properties come on the market, with a total of 8% more go into escrow. So that was a good absorption of the market inventory. In December, we had 238 homes sell. That was down 2.46% compared to November, and it was down 10.5% compared to last December. And then the year-to-date totals, we had 8% fewer homes close in 2025. So we had 3% more come on the market, 8% more go into escrow, but we had 8% fewer close for the year. So what we saw was a very slow first half of the year that got balanced out by a rushed second half of the year. And I think a lot of that had to do with interest rates coming down in the second half of the year. But also I think the consumer sentiment in the first half of the year was not great. People didn't know what was going to happen with tariffs. And, there was a lot of negative publicity out there saying that the sky was falling and the market was going to crash and all of these things. But come about June, I think everybody saw that the market was doing well and that the tariffs weren't going to have a negative impact. And so people felt more comfortable in buying homes. And then we saw a pickup in the second half of the year. In the first half of this year, from January through June of 25, we had about 300 fewer homes sell compared to the first half of 2024. And so that was a big difference year over year on the first half. And then, like I just said, we had 8% fewer homes sell for the year overall. So the second half of the year, we definitely caught up from a slow first half. The average sales price in December was just under $501,000. That was up 3.45% compared to November, and it was down 3% compared to last December. The average sales price for the year was lower throughout the year. Like, we hovered right around the 500 mark again for most of the year. We saw some in the 490s. So it got slightly cheaper overall, but held steady throughout the year. So that's why you can see the 3% decrease in the December year over year numbers. The average monthly payment was $3,636. That was up slightly month over month, and that was because of an increase in the average sales price. But it was down almost 9.5% compared to last December. And that was all because of interest rates. The average sales price was down 3%, but the interest rates were down almost 0.75 of a point year over year. So that was good. And it's refreshing to see the monthly payment stay in this range for most of the year. I think it was the first like 5 or 6 months of 2025. We were within like a $10 range in the $3,500 mark all 6 of those months. So we're up slightly compared to the beginning of the year, but we're down 9.5% compared to the end of last year, which is great. And I think that's going to have a lot of momentum moving forward into 2026. So it'll be a great time for buyers to get in while these rates are still lower. And it's a good time for sellers to get in like here, like in January, February, before they get a lot of seller competition coming to the market for the spring market. The average days on market was 73.9 days. It's up 0.4% compared to last month, and it's up 43% compared to last year. That it's fine. You know, anything under 120 days is a healthy market. And we've fluctuated between 60 and 75 for most of the year. And with the inventory, like we'll see in a second, is coming back down. I think as that continues to come down from decade highs, we'll see the average days on market go back down to a faster paced market, which can be good and bad. It's just eye of the beholder on that type of thing. The month's inventory, we're at 4.15. That was down 10% month over month, but it was still up 47.5% compared to last year. Like I said, this is coming down. We got up to almost 5 months, and that was the first time I think in like 12 years that we'd gotten that high. So we are coming back down gradually. And I think that we'll continue to see this number decline with that momentum on the buyer side that we saw at the end of 2025. That's all I have for you today for general market statistics. If you have any questions, or if you want to talk about any plans that you might have, or might want to look into having this coming year, we can discuss something tailored to you and your house, or your purchase, and we'll go from there. If you have any other questions, feel free to call, text, or email me, and I will talk to you soon.